No doubt you've heard the expression, you've got to have goals. You've got to have goals. Why? Well, we know that when we're clear about what we want, it gives us direction, it gives us better focus. And with that kind of clarity and focus, we accomplish more. We're more likely to get what we want. And yet sometimes that's not so easy, is it? Can you relate? Reminds me of a story. It's about a very famous champion swimmer, an Olympic swimmer, who was an all-time champ many, many times from the United Kingdom, Florence Chadwick. She had swum the English Channel, I think, 4 times. She had conquered other long swims. And now she came, this is July 4th, as I recall, 1952. She came to the United States and was now determined to be the first woman to swim the Catalina Channel. It's a good 26-mile stretch from the island, Catalina, to the main coast of California. I mean, I often wonder, what is it with people like that? I mean, it's awesome. It's amazing. What a courageous person. And of course, a champion swimmer. Well, as she's getting ready for the swim, the day came. She was told that millions of people were going to be paying attention to her, the outcome, through the media. There were tons of reporters. That didn't seem to bother her. She was okay with that. She was also told that the water was numbing cold, the icy cold Pacific. She was used to it. That didn't concern her. The distance didn't concern her. It was also foggy, typical fog in this early morning where she could barely see the boat where her mom and her trainer were, usually following her to make sure she's on these long swims, to make sure that she's okay. She could barely see them. Didn't give it a second thought. But she did step back and said, wait a minute, there's an extra boat there. And she saw 2 men standing with rifles. Who were they? What are they doing? They said, oh, they're here to protect you. Protect me? Yeah, from sharks. Oh, okay. I don't know about you, but I think I give it a lot of thought before doing it. But anyway, she waded into the water, began her swim, the trek, and at 15 hours into the swim, she asked to be taken out. Florence was not known for being a quitter, so her mom and her trainer are saying, come on, Florence, go for it, you can do it, you're almost there. Easy for them, right? They're in the boat, nice and comfortable, warm, sipping some hot chocolate or something. So she continued on. But in exactly 15 hours and 55 minutes into this swim, Florence just couldn't go on, and she begged to be taken out. So they dragged her out of the water, pulled her into the boat, wrapped her to keep her warm, and she was so frozen cold that it took hours for her body to begin to thaw out. And as she was reflecting on the swim and actually talking to reporters, she was to reflect that, you know, I'm convinced that it really wasn't the distance that got me. And it wasn't the bone-chilling cold of the water that got me. It wasn't any fear of sharks. She said, I'm convinced that the fog alone had defeated me. Because any time I looked forward, all I could see was the dense fog. It what? Blinded her reason, it blinded her eyes. And it was the only time Florence Chadwick ever, as far as the records show, quit. But being the kind of woman she was determined to do it. But think about it. Sometimes our lives get a little foggy, don't they? Sometimes we lose sight of our mission, of our goal, of our purpose. And then we get confused and we lack clarity. And when we lack clarity, we get demotivated. When we get demotivated, we don't have the energy to do what we need to do. Can you relate? I know I can. I've been there myself. So by the way, to finish the story about Florence, some months later, she's in the same water, same conditions, same bone-chilling cold of the water, same concern for sharks, same foggy weather. But this time she made one change in her perspective, her mindset. As she swam toward the coast of California, was pointed in that direction, she kept one thing in mind. Her affirmation was, somewhere behind the fog is land. And not only did this time she did it, but she beat the men's record at the time by some 2 hours. So please think about it in your life. Notice it wasn't easy, it took a lot, and life can sometimes be so challenging. But when you're clear about your goals, or better yet, what I have found more helpful is to be defined by a life vision. Be defined about a vision of your future, tomorrow, next week, next month, the years to come. And often, if you can at least do that, and I'd like you to start meditating on that. If you're not a meditator, just close your eyes, a few slow, deep breaths, and reflect on your ideal best self emerging. Imagine yourself in your future, living the life you want, the interactions, the kind of interactions you want with people, the kind of people you want to be interacting with, working with, helping, the kind of lifestyle you want to have, how you feel, your energy, your health, and just create a mental video of yourself, of your life, as it relates to your life vision. And I can tell you, the brain science now supports this. When you do this daily, and it doesn't take long, you can do it just for a few minutes, you'll feel hope. And when you feel hope, you'll start to think more optimistically. And when you're thinking more optimistically, you'll have ideas, innovations. You'll be more likely to solve problems. And you'll begin to experience synchronicities, meaningful coincidences, I like to call them. So who is important in your life, or what's important in your life? If they were no longer available to you, you'd miss them. If these opportunities or situations were no longer available to you, you'd miss them. You'd feel a loss. It's a way to start clarifying your life vision by understanding your values, who or what's important to you, what do you stand for, and have a sense of mission. Perhaps you've heard this before, that as studies and studies and studies of highly effective, high performers, high achievers, successful people, inventors in any area of life, they have a mission. What gets them through the tough times, because we all go through ups and downs. Can you relate? I know I can. Life isn't just, it's inevitable to have life circumstances and ups and downs. But I can tell you, my friends, I've been doing this work for the Silva Method. I'm the lead instructor. I was picked by Jose Silva in 1984. What a blessing to lead our team and do graduate advanced trainings across the globe. In person, by the way. There were only 4 of us. Jose Silva, the founder of the Silva Method, was one of them. What a blessing. And as I look at that, there have been a lot of ups and downs and peaks and valleys and challenges, life. But what's kept me going now over 51 years is I am clear about my vision, my mission. And it helps me to sometimes tolerate the idiosyncrasies of colleagues, of people I might be working with. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, because people have a right to be who they are. And I have a right, you have a right to be who you are. So when you have a mission, a sense of purpose, there's really no stopping you. You'll do anything. And you'll have a commitment that says failure is not an option. So my friends, what is your mission? How do you want to contribute? How do you want to help? How do you want to serve? What do you want to be known for? What's your legacy? Focus on that. Add that into creating a life vision, and you'll find you'll be motivated, you'll have more energy than before, you'll even be healthier. And add it into your meditations. It's very important to slow down. It's very important to access higher consciousness. It's very important, and that's what you do when you're meditating. Very important that you access your higher self that doesn't know the same boundaries, that doesn't know the same limitations that our conscious mind does. And the greatest inventors, the greatest artists and musicians and writers and innovators were people who could think out of the box, and were often criticized because, that sounds so wild. They're great dreamers. And I can tell you, therapeutically and neurologically, there's great value in dreaming. And as you dream and you have this life vision, you then do, of course, need to act on thoughts, ideas, and follow through with action. I hope this helps. This is an important topic. I cover it in Silva Mastery at length, and all throughout the Silva training, Silva Method, Life and Intuition System, to help people get focused with that. And I hope one day to meet you in an upcoming program.